Today I'm going to see what happens if we put gallium liquid metal onto this aluminium tennis racket. We've seen what happens before if you put gallium onto aluminium. It forms a new alloy which becomes very weak. These Coke can videos I did really were almost unbelievable. I started by tearing off some coarse sandpaper, and I sanded the paint off at the throat of the racket here and here to expose the aluminium, or aluminum as you may call it. I wiped up all the dust and added a couple of drops of gallium. Then I used a screwdriver to scratch it into the aluminium and spread it over the surface. I did the same over on this side. And you can see it starts to develop a black coating on the surface. Then after just a few minutes, there appeared to be a lower amount of gallium. It was absorbed into the aluminium, and the racket started to just crack. The tension in the frame seemed to be splitting the racket. Because the gallium will continue to be absorbed by the aluminium and work its way up the frame, I decided to just leave it to see what happens. Then, after about 10 minutes, all of a sudden this happened. The head just broke completely free from the throat. You can see bits of the frame just shattering off as it becomes weaker and couldn't withstand the tension force from the strings. Pretty cool, huh? And even minutes after it had snapped off, it continued falling apart as the gallium carried on weakening it. Next I decided to sand down the very top of the racket here, and add gallium to this point to see if it'll actually weaken the structure enough for the strings to completely pull it apart. After 5 minutes or so, it started twisting and deforming. But it didn't go much more than this. So I picked it up to have a look. The frame has just completely disintegrated around where we applied the gallium. I think the plastic strip around the frame is the only thing holding it together. And if I try to break it up, you can see how weak it is. You can see these ends just snap off and crumble apart. These bits of frame that just broke off have lost any strength and break up easily in my fingers. You would normally worry that metal might cut you like this, but this stuff feels soft and almost powdery. If we have a look at the handle, you can see it also breaks apart easily. The gallium seems to creep along the aluminium as it affects it, so it's either soft and crumbly, or it's still the original hard aluminium. You can see this bit here bends before I can snap it off. And this here is all hard. If I try to break the other leg where the gallium was, this too just crumbles apart. It really is amazing. Here you can see how far the gallium affected the top of the frame. And you can see the plastic strip that's holding it all together. It really is crazy to see how much that small amount of gallium has affected the racket. It's a really cool experiment, and you can see just how much it's eaten into the frame and destroyed it. So, anyone up for a game of tennis? I've got this great new lightweight racket. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you want to see more of my gallium videos, you can click on the links or take a look at my YouTube channel page. Stay safe, have fun, and as always, thanks for watching.